Welcome back, everybody. Set 7 is in full swing. We got a couple weeks until it's actually available, and we're going to do another playmat giveaway. We're going to give away a Mushu playmat. Again, you do have to be in the Discord. Link is down below, but otherwise you also need to comment on this video and be subscribed. It's just those three very simple things, and then you can get entered into winning this playmat. But without further ado, we're here to talk about a deck. Today we're going to talk about Ruby Steel. It's combat control. Goofy's Super Squad version 7.0 set 7. Set 4, I built a deck Ruby Steel around Goofy and called it Goofy Super Squad. I just like the name, so the name sticks. Although Mulan is making a pretty big appearance now in this newest iteration. We actually have Mulan cards taking up over 25% of the deck. And I think that the deck's actually poised to be in a pretty good spot where it can be a very strong tier 2 deck. And we'll see what it does as the meta shapes up. But I think it has a lot of tools and a lot of good toolbox to be able to compete into the current meta. We're running 11 uninkable cards, and you can see 9 of them are in 2-cost or lower slot. So a lot of our top end is inkable. In addition, you see we're pretty heavy in the 5-cost cards there at 15, but that's okay because, again, the majority of them are inkable. Actually, I think all the 5-cost and higher cards are inkable. So let's go ahead and go over the deck a little bit. A big concern with this deck that people have is card draw. Card draw. Oh my goodness. Card draw, card draw, card draw. How do you get your card draw rolling? How do you keep the deck consistent? A little bit of that gets answered with set 7. We have Mulan Disguise Soldier, who's basically a 1-drop Simba. The stat line is reversed as a 2-1 instead of a 1-2, but when you play it, you can draw a card, choose, and discard a card. So she works out pretty nice in that regard. Gives you a really solid Mulan shift. Again, we're playing heavy into the Mulan cards this time around. And then also, Robin Hood and Calhoun really should not surprise you at all because we're focusing on Mushu and combat control, and these cards already got you 2 lore when you would challenge and kill a character. Now with Mushu, you can get 4 lore for them. It just felt like, why not try to build a deck around this? In addition to our 1-drop Mulan, we also have 3 dock to help you kind of replenish your hand as you go down. When we look at other decks of the format, like Diggy Hole, obviously you have your dock, your Rapunzel, and your Storm Rage Ons. Mulan is not as good as Storm Rage On. Wow, can't even talk. Storm Rages On. And our other draw answers maybe aren't as immediate as Rapunzel, so our card draw is not quite as good. But there's other decks too, like Amber Amethyst, where they don't have the best card draw, and that's a difference between being tier 1 and being a strong tier 2 to high-end rogue, is how consistent is your deck and how good are you at managing the resources. I still think that this deck has plenty of potential to make waves into the meta, though, playing the 3 dock there. Also in the 2-drop spot, we're playing 2 Mickey Mouse, and I know I just went on saying, will this card see play? I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. And here I am 1 day later, putting the card into a deck, and we have a lot of top end cards, so being able to crash this into something is just pretty free. In addition, you have other characters on turns 1 and 2 to do some damage first. It does require you to have that high end character, but I don't know, I want to at least play with it. Does Mickey Mouse Inspirational Warrior stay in the deck? That I'm not sure of, but he's going to be in the version 7.0 at least for the start, and we'll see how it works out. You also have Smee in there as a 3 of. So noticeably, Flynn Rider is the 2-drop that got cut from the deck. And I think that's more because we're focused on just the combat control aspect. And you might say, hey, well, putting Flynn down and then these high-strength characters to do the combat control is very effective. And I agree. But the 2-drop spot is just so congested between Calhoun, Smee, Doc, Mickey. I had to make cuts, and there's a chance that Flynn Rider finds his way back in, but at least for the preliminary version of the deck, I do have Flynn out. Sisu's still a very strong threat in that early game. In addition, if you're going against like those slower decks, it's nice to be able to go like Smee Sisu on 2-3. Her 4 willpower and obviously getting the extra strength from your opponent is going to be very effective. Questing for 2 means she needs to be responded to. For Pete, because you don't want to just get to a point where you're starting to get to that long game and all of a sudden they just B-prep you and you lose everything you work so hard for. So Pete really helps you out there. In addition, our 4-drop spots, we have Super Goof. He's another character that when he challenges, you get the lore, which means paired up with that Mushu, you're going to be getting 4 lore instead of the 2 when you're killing characters. We have Calhoun, Robin Hood, and Goofy if they challenge and take out a character, who are going to be getting 4 lore because of the Mushu. That's a big reason Mickey's in here for the preliminary one. So say you have your board kind of set up, right? Like you're into a turn 6, 7, somewhere in that range, right? You say Goofy into something, put 2 damage on it. Mickey crash into something. You got your 2 lore from Goofy. You kill their something. Mickey dies. Then you bring out Mushu for free. And say you have Robin Hood or Calhoun on board. Now you're swinging for that 4 all of a sudden. Where if you even have the ink to do it, you could even slap a second Mushu down. Or you could slap a Maui down then. You could play another Goof from your hand. You see the possibilities here. Like Mickey Mouse is just there to essentially get out like a free Mushu or higher up character into those board states. And like I said, the theory, I think it's really solid, and I'm going to test it out a ton. I'll report back to you guys. Stay tuned. We'll keep you updated. Green Steel Pirates also coming out later this week or weekend, something like that. We're going live on Whatnot tonight, so probably not going to record videos today. Gantu in here is another kind of B-prep insurance, if you will. When you play it, once again, it stops your opponent from exerting to sing a song for the next turn. Unlike Pete, it doesn't just straight up stop actions, but it at least forces them to hard cast the song. In addition to that, they have to pay 2 more ink to play actions or items. So B-prep costs 9 now. Those items cost 2 more as well. It's just a way to slow your opponent down while you put the finishing touches on them with the rest of your characters. I think 2 is plenty, and we'll see how impactful he truly is. I think he'll be good, but I'm not quite sold on him yet. I think I'm going to get proven right that he's good, but again, I don't think you need to play him at more than the 2. I think 4 Pete, 2 Gantu is a pretty good ratio. 3 Mauis. We needed to make a cut somewhere. 1 Maui was acceptable. In addition to that, I'll bring up the man, the myth, the dragon, the not man at all. Ruby Steel card, Mushu Majestic Dragon, the playmat, the thing that you guys all want. Again, comment down below. Join the Discord. I have a giveaway tab that I'll post the information in. And be subscribed. That's all you got to do, guys. Whenever one of your characters challenges, they get resist 2. That alone is insane. Giving your characters resist 2 when they challenge. So Calhoun's a 3/2 with resist 3 now. And then if they banish another character, they gain 2. You gain 2 lore. So a 3/2 with resist 3 who gains you 4 lore for challenging. Guys, that's crazy. You have to build a card around Mushu. When we look at more of the top end, we're playing 4 Beasts. This is my answer for card draw, and I still think Beast is an incredibly strong card. And if your opponent does not answer it, the advantage it gives you is just absolutely insane. If they have a way to put damage on it, because there is, and there's more. There's the Queen of Hearts now too, I know. But I don't think that card is insanely good. And, oh no, now you have a 7/5 beater. So you have a 7/5 beater in a challenge-focused deck. That doesn't sound like the worst thing in the world to me neither. Again, Robin Hood making sense. And then our Mulan package to round out the top end. For those unfamiliar, Mulan Elite Archer. When you shift her for 5, she's normally a 2/6 stat line, but she gets 3 extra strength when you shift her, and she quests for 2. But bigger than that, and the reason we took Tinkerbell out, because I had too much top end, not only when she challenges and deals damage to another character, you can deal the same damage to 2 other characters. So even at 2 strength, you deal 2 damage, you get to deal 2 more to 2 other characters. She doesn't have to kill the character like Tinkerbell has to put 2 damage on something. And in addition, when she's shifted, she swings for 5 and then puts that 5 onto 2 more characters. The other Mulan is a shift 5 once again. It's a 5/6 evasive though, which is just very difficult to deal with. Questing for 2. Whenever this character challenges another character, your other characters gain this. This character can challenge ready characters this turn. Oh my goodness. So now you're getting down to the nitty gritty, right? You get her out. She challenges a character. Now all of a sudden, all your other characters get to just go rush challenge into your opponent's readied characters. And if you have a Mushu on board, just watch that lore start rolling in. Guys, I think this deck is seriously ready to pop off. Like I said, mid to high tier 2, I absolutely think that it can be in that range. a little more card draw. I'm Still Here, just as a 3-of song. We have enough removal, and I feel like the deck does well enough without needing the steal songs. But getting Resist 2 is really good in a challenge-focused deck. Drawing a card is even better when you get Resist 2 with your characters. And to go a step further, just in case that Iago, the 4/6 evasive, or other Vanish characters are seeing play, you can target them with your I'm Still Here, give them Resist, draw a card, and since you targeted them, they get destroyed. Lastly, we got Medallion Weights. So Medallion Weights for a few reasons, right? It's Exert, pay 2 ink, chosen character gets +2 strength this turn. When they challenge another character, draw a card. So it's another form of card draw, and that's why we went with this over Imperial Bow. Imperial Bow giving them the evasive and only costing 1 ink. I had it in there at first, but I'm like, I want another niche little card draw. I'm going to take the card draw over the evasive, especially because of the splash damage and things like that Mulan already offers you. So you get the card draw now. And in addition, keep in mind, Mulan splash damage. When you do this, you exert, pay 2 ink. Now Mulan has 4 strength, or 7 if you shifted her that turn. But she has 4 strength normally, and you can go challenge into something, deal 4 damage, and then you deal 4 damage to 2 more characters. That's huge. And you get to draw a card. Keep in mind, too, let's say your character has 2 willpower, right? You have like a 1/2 low strength character. I have Mulan who has 4 strength. I attack your 1/2 character. It still deals 4 damage. Your character might only take 2 because that's all it has, but she deals 4 damage still. So the splash damage is still 4 damage. Let me know what you guys think about this deck down below. And let's not forget, guys, let's go ahead. Who wants this playmat? I know I'm going to order an extra one or 2 or 3. This playmat is sick. I really, really like it. I'm so glad that it turned out nice. Thank you guys for watching. Again, like, share, subscribe. Stick around for more content like this. And thank you. Take care.